I recently made a video called "This is the best pizza in the world," where I traveled all over the world to try pizzas from different cultures, countries, regions, and styles. That video got a lot of attention, but it turns out people want to know even more about pizza, specifically how has pizza evolved over time. So I decided to make this video where I'm going to be testing 1,000 years of pizza, going back as far as I possibly can, and trying some really ancient recipes to see how they compare to modern day pizza. Now, when you think of pizza, you might think of Italy, but did you know that flatbreads have existed since ancient times? In fact, archaeologists have found evidence of flatbreads being cooked in the Middle East dating back thousands of years. Some believe that these flatbreads are the ancestors of modern day pizza. These ancient flatbreads were usually made with flour, water, and salt, and were cooked in a hot oven or over an open fire. They could be eaten as is, or they could be topped with various ingredients such as cheese, meat, or fruit. One popular type of ancient flatbread was the Egyptian pita, which was a leavened flatbread that was common in Egypt around 3000 BCE. The ancient Greeks also had a type of flatbread called plakos, which was made with flour, water, and olive oil. Plakos was often served with dips and sauces or topped with ingredients like cheese or honey. The Romans, too, had their version of flatbread, which they used as a base for a variety of dishes. One Roman dish that resembles pizza was placenta, which was a flatbread that was topped with cheese and other ingredients. However, while these ancient flatbreads may have been the ancestors of pizza, they were not exactly the same thing. Pizza as we know it today didn't really exist until the 18th century in Naples, Italy. And there are several theories as to why. One theory is that the word pizza actually comes from the Greek word pita, meaning flat bread. Another theory is that the word pizza comes from the Latin word pinza, meaning flat. Regardless of its etymology, the history of pizza is closely linked to the history of flatbreads and their evolution over time. Today we're going to be testing one of those very ancient recipes. I found a recipe from a cookbook called The Art of Cookery Made Plain and Easy, published by British chef Hannah Glasser in 1747. This recipe is called "To Make a Dish of Sago." This dish is basically a flatbread with a bunch of toppings, including melted cheese and butter. It kind of reminds me of a pizza pocket, if you will. So let's try making a pizza inspired by this recipe. For the dough, I'm using 3 cups of flour, 1 teaspoon of salt, and 1 cup of water. I'm also using extra virgin olive oil to knead the dough. Now, according to the recipe, the original dish includes butter, so I'm going to be using a little bit of butter in my dough just to make it richer. For the sauce, I'm using 1 28-ounce can of crushed tomatoes, 1 tablespoon of tomato paste, 1 to 2 teaspoons of dried oregano, 1 to 4 teaspoons of salt, and 1 to 4 teaspoons of black pepper. For the toppings, I'm using shredded cheddar cheese, which is similar to the cheese that would have been available in the 18th century. And I'm also adding some diced onions because I think that would go well with the flavors in the dish. Alright, so we got our dough ready. Now we're going to let it rest, and then we're going to roll it out and put our sauce on top. Then we're going to sprinkle on some of that shredded cheese. We're going to roll it up, tuck it in, and then we're going to roll it out again to make sure that it's all sealed in nice and tight. Once we got our edges rolled in nice and tight, we're going to roll it out to the size that we want our pizza to be. Alright, once we got our pizza rolled out, we're going to roll it up again, tuck it in, and then we're going to let it rise in a warm place for 1 hour. While our pizza is rising, we're going to go ahead and preheat our oven to 375 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, according to the recipe, we're supposed to boil the pizza before we bake it, but I'm not going to do that. Instead, I'm just going to roll it out and add the toppings and then bake it right away. So we're going to go ahead and roll out our pizza, put the sauce on top, sprinkle on some cheese. And then we're going to bake it for 15 to 20 minutes or until the crust is golden brown and the cheese is melted and bubbly. Okay, so our pizza is done baking. Let's go ahead and take it out and see how it looks. Alright, so this is what our pizza looks like. It looks pretty good. But let's go ahead and slice it up and see how it tastes. Alright, so here's a slice of pizza. I'm going to go ahead and take a bite and see how it tastes. Okay, so this is really good. The crust is nice and crispy, the cheese is melted and bubbly, and the toppings are fresh and flavorful. This is definitely a pizza that I could see myself eating again and again. It's simple yet satisfying, and it's definitely a crowd pleaser. In conclusion, this ancient pizza recipe is a delicious and easy to make dish that's perfect for any occasion. Whether you're looking for a fun appetizer or a quick weeknight meal, this pizza is sure to please. It's cheesy, it's saucy, and it's totally worth the hype. Plus, it's a great way to learn about ancient cooking techniques and ingredients. So next time you're in the mood for pizza, why not try this ancient recipe? You might just be surprised at how delicious it is. Another thing that makes this recipe so great is its versatility. You can easily customize it to your liking by adding different toppings or sauces. For example, you could add pepperoni or sausage for a more savory flavor. Or you could add vegetables like peppers or mushrooms for a healthier twist. You could even get creative and add toppings like pineapple or ham. The possibilities are really endless. But now let's talk about the dough. The dough for this pizza is super easy to make and it's very forgiving, which means that even if you're not the most experienced cook, you should still be able to make a really great pizza dough. The dough is made with just a few simple ingredients: flour, salt, and water, and it doesn't require any special equipment or techniques to make. Just mix the ingredients together and then let the dough rest, and then you're ready to roll. Overall, this ancient pizza recipe is a must-try for any pizza lover. It's cheesy, it's saucy, and it's totally worth the hype. Plus, it's a great way to learn about ancient cooking techniques and ingredients. So next time you're in the mood for pizza, why not try this ancient recipe? You might just be surprised at how delicious it is. Now I've got some other fun videos that you guys might enjoy. One of them is called I Tried Medieval Cooking for a Week, where I tried cooking every meal for an entire week using only recipes and ingredients that would have been available in the Middle Ages. Another fun video is called I Recreated the Last Supper Pizza, where I made a pizza inspired by the famous painting The Last Supper by Leonardo da Vinci. If you guys want to see more videos like these, please let me know in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!